Peace Guardians, the Hijabi Gamer here, and I'm finally making a video about the whole collective shout, Steam, itch.io, games being removed, censorship, payment processors being bullied by feminists, you name it, all that insanity. Finally making a video about it. Mostly because I'm too busy playing video games to actually make videos. See, I'm the opposite of Smash JT, apparently. He doesn't play games, he makes videos. I play games and don't make videos. Sorry about that. Anyway, if you're not new to my channel, if you've been watching my videos for a while, or my live streams, or follow me on X, you pretty much know where I'm going with this. This will not surprise you, okay? I've been pretty consistent on how I think. You know, I tend to be too blunt for my own good, too honest for my own good, and don't really hold back very much. I'm also very much a believer in the whole facts don't care about your fifis, all right? You know where I'm going. On the other hand, if you're new, hi, welcome. I'm the Hijabi Gamer, also known as Cat. My name is actually Aisha, but that's a lot harder to pronounce, so Cat it is. It's a lot easier to spell. It's also a lot easier to use when you're in the middle of a raid and you need to shout at me. Cat it is, all right? Anyway, big gamer, mostly first-person shooters, third-person shooters. I mean, I'm literally wearing a Destiny Hunter's cap, okay? I'm trying to expand my library into stuff with swords, you know, broader range of games. But shooters are my main thing, especially original Destiny. Now, I'm speaking up on this because I'm an actual gamer, and I've noticed that, well, I tried to contact them and speak to them on X and point out that I disagree with collective shout, and they did the typical thing that these people do. They ignored me. Some of them block me, some of them ignore me. You see, people look at me, hear Muslim woman in hijab, and automatically think they know where I'm going. They automatically seem to think they know better than I do what I'm thinking. Like collective shout, for example. They seem to think that the only people who disagree with them about removing and censoring not safe for work games are gamer boys and porn-addicted guys, or as they put, like, mentally unwell guys. I know because I saw their comments on X, tried to respond, and nothing. It's like people like Alyssa Mercante as well, or gaming journalists. They all seem to think they know what people like me want, and that they're championing for us. And, like, I mean, Alyssa Mercante has had me blocked for at least a year because I disagreed with her about how you can, in fact, actually be an ist against white people. And, of course, since, at least according to them, apparently, I'm not white, how dare I speak up against the narrative? It's why she also tends to ignore black people as well, because how dare they have an opinion of their own that does not agree with theirs. So collective shout, hi. Obviously not a gamer boy. Obviously not a straight white guy. And I dare you to tell me I'm addicted to corn. I have my library right up right now so you can see for yourself that those games don't interest me, but I'm probably more conservative than you. I just don't force my conservativeness on other people. I live my life, I let other people to live their own. So why do I have my Steam library up? You can see it in the background. This is my Steam library, okay? I have my Steam library up for two reasons, okay? First of all, so, you know, the people at Collective Shout can't be like, oh, you're just secretly hiding an interest in those games. No, you can see for yourselves. I'll show you my own library. The second reason is I'm a big fan of Real Hypnotic, and I totally agree with him. He said that a lot of religious people tend to wear a religious persona while hiding up some pretty messed up, you know, undertone, okay? Secretly are very messed up in the head, or just have desires that they pretend they don't have. Let me be blunt. I'll just be blunt, okay? I have a body count of 0. Okay? Why? Because I've never been married. I believe in waiting until marriage. Until I get married, that's just how it is. All right? No secret, you know, hidden life. I live what you see. As I said, I can be a little too honest for my own goods. So you can see my library for yourself. I have no problem scrolling through it, showing it off. You know, I might be a little embarrassed by the fact that I have like Cat Quest 2 in my library and Cat Quest 3, Cat Saves Halloween, But in general, you can see for yourself. I have some games that I'm like, Tales of Berseria, it looks kind of cool. Fallout games. But you can see, like, the biggest embarrassment I have is stuff maybe like Lego Harry Potter. Okay? Or another embarrassing part about is how many of these games I haven't played yet. Look, I have a weakness for Steam sales. Okay? When I log on to Steam and it tells me 90% off and it looks cool, I might need it. I mean, we're talking $60 games for like $5. I'm preparing for my retirement. This is an investment for my future. Okay, all these games are my future investment. So you can see for yourself, those NSFW games that they're removing from Steam, I didn't even know until I saw a video by Real Hypnotic that apparently you have to go into the menus and keep going into the menus until you turn it on. I thought it was like all the other M-rated games, where you have to put in your age and that's it. I have a lot of M-rated games in my library. I'm old enough for it. I thought you just had to put your age in and then you had access. No, Hypnotic is saying, and I believe him because he has a way bigger history on Steam than I do, that you have to actually go out of your way to get access to these games. So when I say that I don't think these games should be censored or removed, it isn't because I want them. You can see for yourself. Like I said, I'm not interested. You see, I'm not interested, but that does not mean I think other people shouldn't be interested either. I'm not interested, so I do something very, very simple. Collective shout. I don't buy them. Okay? I don't tell other people they can't buy them. There's a lot of games that I am not interested in, not just NSFW games, that don't interest me. I don't buy them. I have never called for the removal or censorship of video games. Not even woke slop. Dragon Age the Veilguard is garbage. Go right ahead. The market will speak for itself. All your woke garbage, go right ahead and make it. You want to take your money and burn it because nobody's going to buy it? That's not my problem, okay? Market will speak for itself. But go ahead and make it. I'm not going to buy it. Just like I'm not going to buy the NSFW games. Or, in your cases, honeys, 50 Shades of Grey. The funny thing is I worked at a library when that game came out. Not that game, that book came out, right? And the library wasn't even going to originally buy it until so many people asked for it. Okay? But I've never gone and said, Twilight shouldn't be published. I've never read Twilight or 50 Shades of Grey or any of that stuff. On the contrary, I think the more physical copies of those games, not games, I keep saying games, the more physical copies of those books we have, the better. Because when the apocalypse hits, we'll have a lot of tinder for the fires. But you want to read that slop? Go right ahead. There's a lot of stuff out there that I think is pure garbage. You see, that's what freedom of speech is about. It isn't about promoting or pushing for the freedom for people to say what you agree with. It's for promoting and pushing for people to disagree with you. Okay? You don't like these games? You're not even gamers. And you're butting into something that has nothing to do with you. But because you don't like it, you think you have the right to tell other people they shouldn't like it either. My understanding is you're even pushing for the banning of clothing you don't like. Now, I wear this on, this is how I dress offline as well, okay? What I find fascinating is you people, like Collective Shout, are all about averting the male gaze. I should be complaining that you are culturally appropriating my culture because there is nobody who's more known for averting the male gaze than Muslim women in hijab. What I just find fascinating is your idea of averting the male gaze is butt ugly, smelly, and fat. I have freely admitted it. I am not a fashion person. I am very much a tomboy. This is how I dress. Okay, I have only black pants because it's a lot easier, black shirts, and these are boys' vests. Half the time my scarf doesn't match my clothes. I am so fashion unconscious, it's embarrassing. To the point where family members at one point were telling me you're making yourself ugly on purpose. I'm just so blind to it. But there are Muslim women who dress like I do they know how to do it. You would not believe it. It isn't just a face cover. No. women in a Muslim woman who wants to look nice. My mom, stunning. You just would not believe it. Okay? Averting the male gaze while looking nice. You guys seem to think averting the male gaze means being fat, smelly, and ugly. And that a woman can't be attractive and pretty while dressing up. But that's not even what video games are about, okay? I have Stellar Blade on PS5. I have, literally right here, Wu-Tang Fallen Feathers. Why the hell would I want to play a game where I'm dressed like this? Why? It's boring. It's my regular life. Anyway, that's me going off topic. But, as I said, you don't like it, just don't buy it. The fact that we have people getting together and bullying payment processors to not sell something you don't like is very, very dangerous. And it has to stop. And I'm surprised the government has not stepped in and said this is not right. Okay? Because what next are they going to be pulling? As numerous people have pointed out, what are they going to be pulling next? All right? Inappropriate jokes? Stellar Blade, for one thing. Wu-Tang Fallen Feathers, games with a lot of ending of lives. I mean, my count in Warframe is in the hundreds of thousands, and I'm pretty sure a lot of other people are even higher than me. Destiny? I don't even want to imagine how many fallen have fallen to me, okay? What next? In addition, you're not thinking ahead because what you right now are getting what you don't like removed. But that can turn around at any moment. What you like can be removed next. Everyone's joking you guys like stuff like 50 Shades of Grey, but that can be pulled next. That's the thing. That's why I'm so for freedom of speech. Because when I was younger, at one point when I was way younger, and people were burning the Quran, right? Or drawing pictures of the Prophet. And I was like telling my dad, I was like, why can't we make this illegal? This was when I was very young. And my father said, because what you want removed or censored, okay? What you don't want censored could be censored the next day. What is popular now could be unpopular the next day. Just because you don't like something, well, there's people who don't like other things, okay? Do I like it when people make pictures of the Prophet? Absolutely not. You know what I do? I don't look for them. I don't want to see them, okay? Do I like it when people burn the Quran? No, I don't. But you know what? Go right ahead. Okay? At least in America, we have freedom of speech. I just don't look for it. I don't find it. I don't interact with it. I don't need to. And you people are so pissed off by video games you don't like, just don't interact. The other thing you keep going on about is about protecting the children. Okay. All right. This one in particular also really pisses me off because you'll get some woman going on about, oh my God, video games are so violent. And then you find out that she bought little Timmy GTA 5. Video game consoles. Now, I'm not an expert on Steam, but given what I know, I have no doubt there are parental controls on Steam. Okay? I know for a fact that PS5 and Xbox, because I had to set them up. See, I don't have parental controls set on Steam because I'm an adult and this is my account. But when I was setting up my PS5 and my Xbox, and I was setting up the account, there was a point where they were like, do you want to make it so that you have to enter a passcode every time you make a purchase? Okay? You can set up parental controls on anything. You can set it so they can't buy stuff. You don't have to give them your credit card information at all. My parents, a couple years ago, on the Xbox 360, paid for, as a gift to my brothers, for an Islamic holiday, they bought them a year of Xbox Game Pass. Well, I think it was Xbox Live. At the time, it was only $60. Okay? The following year, it auto-renewed. And my mom comes downstairs, she's like, why am I getting $60 charge from Xbox? She was very unhappy. But she knew the moment it happened, all right? And that wasn't even their fault. That was automatic, okay? If you set up the parental, just parent better. It's not the job of Steam to parent for you. It's your job to find out how you can prevent your kids from going into this stuff. You can't even buy these games physically if you're underage. And I know this for a fact because I was at a store buying a video game a couple of years back, and there was a teenager trying to buy GTA 5, and they turned him away. He was only a few months too young. And I buy video games, like I said. Okay? Don't start whining and complaining about video games and then you give your kids access to it. Oh my, I swear, I spoke with someone once a couple years back who was going to buy their nephew Mortal Kombat 11, and the kid was like 8. And I'm like, you know this game is rated M, right? That means it's like 17 plus. Why are you buying an 8-year-old Mortal Kombat? Oh, he wants it. Well, then it's on you. You didn't do the research. It's never been easier to find out more about a video game than it is now. As I said in my posts on X, all I ask is things are rated appropriately. And these games clearly have been set aside. You can't buy them unless you have access. They're marked what they are. That's good enough for me. A while back, I made a video about a game coming to Switch. It was a cyber game. That's why I'm saying you know for a fact my view has not changed. This was years ago. I think this was even before the COOF, where it was called Cyberpunk something or other. It was a game on the Switch, not the Switch 2. And people were complaining that the female characters had big tits. And I'm like, it's marked. It's aged correctly. Don't buy it if you don't like it. So that's my view on the whole thing. I'm sure, they're going to ignore me. They're going to pretend I don't exist because how dare the Muslim woman in hijab not agree with us and think these games that are highly inappropriate and un-Islamic should not be banned. No. As I said, don't buy it. That's my view. Pretty simple, pretty clear. I think that, as I said, this is very, very, very dangerous, and we don't know where it's going, and it has to stop now. I'm surprised the government has not stepped in, and honestly, I'm very active politically. I'm involved in the Patriots Club in my area, and I am going to bring this up to them because people have been debanked, and this is a serious problem. And I'm just blown away how some group of nobodies, like Collective Shout, are managing to bully Steam. Steam should have been like, we make you guys a lot of, because there is still a processing fee. So all these these payment processors are making money from Steam. What is pushing the payment processors to bully Steam? Okay. They don't make like ridiculous, but they make money off of Steam. What do these women at Collective Shout have over the payment processors that they're willing to listen to them over the biggest video game online service ever by far? Steam should have easily be like, bing, and just like teeny tiny, like, pew, like, yeah, that's a joke. Are you kidding me? They should have been like, who are these people? And laughed them out of the room. The payment processors should have looked at Collective Shout and laughed them out of the room. They're a bunch of fuddy-duddy, out-of-touch women who don't represent anybody but a tiny minority of people, and yet somehow they managed to get Steam and the payment processors and something called itch.io to do what they want. This is what blows my mind. Before this, we had never heard of Collective Shout. Who is backing them? They're in Australia. I'm sorry, Australia. I like it. My brother actually lives in Australia. He loves Australia so much. He actually, through hard work, he has an Australian citizenship. He loves Australia. I'm sorry, Australia, but you're Australia. You don't matter that much in the overall picture. And yet somehow you and your feminist losers managed to convince the biggest online video game service to do what you want. That will be like me and a bunch of friends going, Bungie, we want a remaster of Destiny. Bungie, we want a remaster of Destiny. And threatening the payment processors that they will remove payment from Destiny 2 if they don't remaster Destiny. Absolute nobody's coming in and going, yeah, we don't like this. That to me is the biggest shock of all. Like, that these group of nobodies who nobody had heard of are suddenly in this position where they can dare push back on Steam. Anyway, like I said, if you're new here, let me know in the comments. If you're not new here, pretty sure you're not surprised, but comment down below. Thank you for watching. Destiny's is on sale for $5. Pick it up now. Let's make Destiny 1 great again. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the tower.